Hello, this is Jane Carter from Jane Carter Coaching, where I help soulful solopreneurs, deep feelers who are also ambitious and entrepreneurial, help them have more fun and money and freedom in their businesses. And I have the next installment of my Brain Trust series. A Brain Trust is your group of advisors. They help you along, they get their brain on your business, and it's been so fun to have these conversations with the people who I reach out to for support so that they can also be a source of support for you. And we need to lean on other people when it comes to business. So, Whitney Owens is one of my favorite Brain Trust members. She is someone that I reach out to when I'm feeling stuck. We do a lot of back and forth support and accountability. She works at Wise Practice Consulting, as among many other things that she does. Whitney, I'm going to let you introduce yourself because you're such a superstar. You're always doing so many things. But how do you most want people to know who you are?
Yeah, thank you, Jane, for having me, of course. And the feeling is mutual. I come to you also as a member of my Brain Trust group, and you've helped me through many personal and professional situations in my life. And I look forward to being there together through many more. So, to introduce myself, I'm Whitney Owens. I'm located in Savannah, Georgia, so you can hear my Southern accent. It's right on the coast of Georgia. It's a beautiful place to be. I have a group practice here. I'm a therapist, LPC. I have about 15 therapists here at my practice. And when I'm not managing a group practice, I have a consulting business called Wise Practice Consulting. We specialize in helping faith-based practice owners start, grow, and scale their private practices.
Yay. Okay. Um, so I'm going to just dive in on one of my favorite questions to ask because, again, you've been in the consulting world for quite a while now. You've been in the group practice world. You've been a solopreneur for quite a while. What is a mistake that you often see clients making, or just people, solopreneurs? What's a mistake that you see people making over and over that they may be shooting themselves in the foot? Like they think they're doing the right thing, but they might actually be, it might be backfiring. What's,
Mm,
yeah.
yes. Well, I'm speaking specifically to therapists because those are the entrepreneurs that I specifically work with. I'm going to give you a couple of them if that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, One of them is not tracking things. They're just kind of haphazardly doing things and not watching where their money is going. I mean, tracking is about more than that, but I think the big part is our money. And I think a lot of that stems back from either they don't know how to track, or they're tired, or they don't want to know. They
Mm.
don't want to know what's working, what's not. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, you know?
Your
So I would say
therapist know about denial.
that's right. I would
Yeah.
say that's a huge one. And then the other one is a little bit more specific to those solopreneurs who start up group practice. That is a niche that I really enjoy, helping people hire their first therapists.
Mm.
And unfortunately, I see a lot of people do that without consultation from other business owners.
Uh-huh.
They'll just kind of talk to a friend and then start the process. And the big mistake is that they pay their therapist too much.
Mm.
And it's really hard to go back once you've started that. And so
Right.
then I'll talk to a practice owner who's, got five therapists,
Mhm.
and they'll say, Whitney, I'm working five times as hard managing this team. I still have to see a full caseload, and I'm making less than I did when I was a solo practice owner.
Ooh.
And that is heartbreaking to me. And it's a very common situation. So it's important that they do have a consultant, a brain trust team, when you're starting a group practice for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So being sure to have support and being sure to track things. And I think, especially we therapists, because I'm also a therapist, we can be prone to emotion based decisions, which can be great in certain circumstances, right? To tune into the intuition, but sometimes it can backfire spectacularly.
Definitely. I think a great example of that is when you're taking calls for your practice and you're
Uh-huh.
scheduling clients, and a client gets on a call and you just are drawn into their story. We are compassionate people.
Yeah.
And so then when you get to the talking about pricing, you know, They say, I can't afford that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what can you afford? How can I bring the rate down for you? Right? That's the talk that we start doing. And then we start working with that person. We become resentful because they're not paying what everyone else is paying. We struggle to meet our rent or whatever it is. Maybe it's our business expenses, but maybe it's our personal expenses because we're not making enough money. So really, we're the ones who did it to ourselves. But we made an emotional based decision instead of putting those boundaries in place as we're growing our business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, and boundaries are so important. So you have this wisdom that you've come by through hard work. So looking back, are there any moments in your consulting process that or just being a business owner, are there any particular moments that stand out to you of like, this was a turning point for me, either positively or negatively, right? It could be a failure, it could be a win, it could be just an aha moment where you just, it felt like a turning point for you.
For sure. Yeah. I have a couple of those, and it's the idea that we take our losses and make them wins.
Yeah.
They seem terrible at the moment. And then you look back and go, wow, that was the thing that did this thing.
Yeah.
The one that sticks out the most to me was with my group practice. I had, I don't know, maybe 5 therapists at the time. And I'm a private pay practice.
Mhm.
And one of the therapists had started using our telehealth platform and was seeing clients. Well, actually, it was her telehealth platform, but she was seeing our clients with it. Like,
Hmm.
so she had gone and gotten it, and we didn't have it. It's a W-2 practice, so we hadn't gotten it approved or anything. This was before COVID.
Uh-huh.
And then through that, I ended up realizing that she had started a practice on the side without telling me.
Huh.
It had been going on for 4 months, and she had gotten on insurance panels.
Oh
So
wow.
there are so many things that could have gone really bad.
Yeah.
Clients to be on a panel at one place, not another place, that could cause confusion and all the marketing and all this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And the telehealth platform that she was using was not covered under our liability or anything like that.
Yikes.
So when this happened and I uncovered it, she ended up leaving the practice and going and doing her own practice. But it was very difficult for me. A lot of personal questions about myself and how did I miss this? She even took her picture that I'd paid the professional to use. She had taken that off the website and started using it for her own marketing.
Hmm.
So it was a stab for sure. And when this happened, I thought to myself, how do I address my team? Because that's what matters. What if everybody starts doing this? You
Mhm.
know, and I decided to be vulnerable. I decided to just lay it out there and say, guys, this was hard for me and I'm sad. And, this isn't okay. Like, you need to tell me if you want to go start your own practice. I will help you out the door if you'd like. I will bless you, but like, you can't just go and start seeing our clients at your other platform, and
Mhm.
but it was a turning point for our team. We really came together after that and became stronger for it.
Hmm.
In fact, I'm knocking on wood here. I have not had anyone leave my group practice and start their own practice ever since.
Wow.
And that was it might have been 2021. So a little over 4 years, a little over 3 years ago.
Mhm. That's awesome. So you took a hugely challenging moment and a very emotionally upsetting moment, and through your authenticity and just being transparent with everyone, it really turned into a coming together moment.
Yeah, yeah. And I think leaders have got to learn how to do that. I always am encouraging practice owners, hey, like, it's okay to tell your team when you're having a hard time or when things aren't going well. You don't have to always act like you have it all together. Now, we don't want to throw our junk on our people by any means, like you are the boss.
Sure.
But I don't think a boss has to always have it together. And in fact, it's when we're honest with our team that they feel um, that they're helping us, that they're
Yeah.
coming together. There's a sense of purpose. It's not just about Whitney Owens, counseling practice. It's about Water's Edge. We are a team that comes together to help one another and to move this business forward. And I think that's what happened in that moment is we held each other up. And
Yeah.
that's become a part of our DNA ever since.
Yeah. And as you're talking about this and telling this story, I'm sort of translating it into, okay, so what about the person who's in business for themselves and they don't have a team that they're managing, but they face a big kind of heartbreaking moment like this or a blindsiding moment. And I know, at the risk of sounding cheesy, I truly believe this. There are so many moments when I'm working with solopreneurs where I'm like, this awful moment might actually be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Like there really, it might be burning off some of the BS, like some of it might be burning away some of the things that aren't working. And there's sort of that moment of whether you're talking to your team or talking to yourself, going, wait a second, can I recommit to the purpose? Like, what's the real purpose of this? And
Mhm.
how do I want to show up moving forward? And yeah, anyway, I've just seen so many times the kind of seemingly worst moment was ended up being the foundation of the best moment. So
I know,
yeah,
definitely.
it's fun how that happens.
Hmm.
If you think about what you would say to a younger solopreneur, and I don't just mean, actual age, I mean someone who's starting out, um, what do you, or even like thinking about yourself, if you could talk to yourself when you were first starting out, what would be advice that you would give your younger self or to someone who's early in their solopreneur experience? Are there
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Don't worry so much. I worried about everything. I mean, I worried about, is the heat going to turn on right and the client's going to be comfortable? Am I going to get enough calls? Am I doing therapy the right way? Like just constant questioning myself. I wish that I just understood that I could do this. I got trained in this. I'm competent. People are coming to me for a reason, and just step into that with confidence. Yeah,
Mhm,
I wish I'd done that more. And I
mhm,
would definitely say that to myself. I'm just my office. It's funny. I'm thinking about me sitting in my little office right over there. I'm in a different one now, and how what that felt like sitting there thinking, "Oh, I can't do this. This is too much," And so that I would say that's the first thing I would say to myself. And I would also say create a business that you love, not a business for everybody else.
mm,
Like too many of us, like, and it could be as simple as I stay till 8 o'clock at night because I need to fit one more client in, even though I want to be at home.
mhm,
It could be I want to make more money, but I'm too scared to increase my rates. So I'm just going to be where it is for now.
mhm,
Or I see this a lot. People choose financial decisions for the clients or the people you're serving instead of for yourself. So insurance-based practices. I just talked to some practice owners yesterday, and one of the solo practice owners said, "Yeah, I did it because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I thought that was the thing that everyone said, and I don't know if I'd do it again if I had realized." So I think we create these businesses because this is how everyone else is doing it, or this is what we think other people need, when we really need to think, what do I need?
mhm,
What kind of boundaries do I need? What kind of money do I need? What kind of niche do I like? Don't go get a niche or do a kind of work because that's what's needed in your town. Do it because you love it.
mhm,
And then your business will naturally grow out of your passion and love for what you do.
mm. Oh, that's so good. That's so
Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, all of it. Um, is there is there anything that still surprises you in this field, in this work with people?
Oh yeah, like every day. Every day is a new day for something to come up, to be crazy, to be challenged.
Mhm,
I feel grateful for community to help me with that. Like I definitely, would not want to do this work alone. If it's doing it like my own practice and I'm a part of a community of other practice owners and we support and encourage each other, or if it's I create a business and hire people, or if it's me and you and we're Voxer messaging about our struggles in our business, I think having other people to do it with us is vital to our ability to grow, our ability to challenge, and our ability to see our blind spots.
yes. We you keep saying things that I'm like, yeah, that's it. I don't even know how to elaborate on it. We all have our blind spots and we need other people. Absolutely. And you're absolutely
Mhm.
right that it is a series, like being in business for yourself is a series of surprises
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah,
new
most
challenges.
definitely.
I mean, I talk to people about kind of shifting into that curiosity of like, well, isn't this fascinating? Or isn't this fascinating? Versus, oh no, there's a problem. Um, but you're right. It's kind of this conveyor belt of surprises and things that are going to catch you off guard, and you get to learn how to deal with them as they come. And we need other
Hmm.
people to be able to navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. Being curious, being flexible, and laughing a lot. Like, I have to laugh a lot. Just yesterday, Wayfair was supposed to deliver our sofa. And so then we'd already called this other company to come pick up the old sofa tomorrow, and or a place down the street, a donation. They deliver the back of the sofa, it's the wrong size. Now they need all these pictures. Now we don't have another sofa. Now we have to call that company back. And it was like, this is one little thing that came up yesterday. And instead of getting like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, I hate this, blah, blah, I was like, this is just funny. This is
Mhm.
funny. We go
Mhm.
through all this work, we get this sofa, it doesn't fit after spending 30 minutes trying to put the back on and it's the wrong number. You just got to laugh about it
Yeah.
because that's part of running a business is that things are going to come up that you have planned and they do not go the way you had planned. And you could get mad about it or you could laugh about
Hmm. Hmm. Well, and I think that stance of let's just laugh at this. Let's find the amusing side of it. The fun often counters the anxiety. I mean, you were saying earlier, you wish you hadn't worried so much. I share that. I'm like, gosh, I wish, I mean, I did worry. I did have fun getting to this point. I still have to remind myself sometimes, oh, yeah, stop and look around and enjoy this process. This is really freaking fun. And it provides that perspective when those problems come up or those surprises come up too of okay, this is going to be something I'm laughing about later on, you know,
it. Definitely.
the sofa, which we could turn into a metaphor for building a business.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Maybe I should take some more pictures. We can make a reel.
Yeah, exactly. Yesterday, we spent the day assembling a metaphor for the practice. Is there anything else that you want solopreneurs out there to know or that you
Yeah.
want to say?
Yeah. I mean, the other thing that's important to me is my faith,
Hmm.
and I've really felt the spirit calling me, to get religious here. I felt that call on my life to be a therapist. And when the waters are rough, I have to go back to that. Like, hey, this is what was planted in my heart a long time ago. This is what I've worked hard for. And I know that God is with me. I think in our businesses, we get really scared about messing up or making money or is this going to work? Like, and I have to go back and go, God has been there every minute. A lot of problems have happened, my mistakes, the world's mistakes, whatever. But my faith keeps me going,
Hmm.
and knowing that God is with me and called me to this. And even as a group practice owner now, it's the same thing. It's just different challenges, different moments that I freak out and go, what was I thinking? I can't do this. Oh no. And I have to go back and go, wait, 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 wait. Like, I know that I'm called to this. I'm doing good work in the world, and that's what matters. And I'm going to let that continue to push me forward.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And I love that you're bringing your whole self to this process. That, I think sometimes we can think of ourselves as okay, there's the faith part of my life, there's the family part of my life, there's the, personal time, there's the relationship with myself. And then there's the business, right? As if they're all segmented and compartmentalized. But we really, especially when we are running our own businesses, we're bringing our full self, and that includes your faith. So I appreciate you sharing that. And
Thank you.
it's good perspective.
Mm.
How do people find you, Whitney, if they want to
Yeah.
learn more about you or work with you?
Yeah, if you head to wisepracticeconsulting.com, you can learn all about what we're doing. There are a lot of things we're doing. I do offer some consulting. I'm very limited in the consulting that I do, just because I got to put my boundaries in place. It's a
Right.
lot, and I really do give a lot. I do have some great contractors that work for me as well. We are hosting a live event for practice owners. If you're interested in getting some CEs and gathering together with some like-minded people, that's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. October 3rd through the 5th. It's called the Wise Practice Summit. I have some excellent speakers, including the Jane Carter. Actually, Jane's going to be talking about storytelling, which I think is one of her superpowers. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, it's going to be a really great event.
I can't wait. I'm excited to be a speaker too. Yes. Yay. Okay. Well, I hope people will reach out to you, and thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for being one of my wise brain trust members. And thanks for the work that you're doing in the world, Whitney, because you're really making a huge impact.
Thank you, Jane. Well, it's the same to you, and I appreciate you as well.
Okay. We will talk soon.